Floyd Shivambu of the EFF, seated where you are last week, saying boldly that the EFF, if it doesn't make the #1 spot, it is most certainly going to become the main opposition in South Africa, because this is scientific, he says, and it is based on, in part, the amount of youth support that they have managed to galvanize over time in the country. Are you worried of losing the main opposition status?
No, not at all. And I think you have every election, the EFF make these outrageous claims. The last election was that they were going to win. They were going to win all the metros. I think it's part of the bravado that they pull out before the election. The real fight after the 29th of May is going to see who gets third place. Because if I look at some of the polling and some of the more up-to-date polls and certainly some of the more reliable polls, it's going to be a fiercely fought fight between the MK party and the EFF for third place. And I think that's where they should be worried about, because they may end up being the fourth largest party in Parliament after this election, not the third.
If I didn't know, I would say you are gaslighting the EFF.
Not at all. It's polling. It's there. MK has surged ahead in provinces like KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng. You look what happened at Orlando Stadium. I can tell you right now that that is where the fight is going to be after the 29th of May. The DA will be the official opposition if we're not able to form a coalition government at a national level. And the fight will be between the EFF and Jacob Zuma, ironically, for that third place.
Where do you place yourselves? What are your chances?
We'd obviously like to, as I've said from the beginning, be able to form the core of a new alternative government after the election. And that was why we formed the multi-party charter, was to bring 11 parties together to hopefully be able to pool our votes to win the 50% plus one at a national level. And that is still the first priority for us. We would love to form a new government with a new direction and with the policies and joint plans that the multi-party charter has been releasing over the last couple of months around the key areas where we believe South Africa needs to be doing things differently in order to get onto a new path of prosperity, opportunity, inclusive growth for more South Africans. And so that's where we see ourselves playing. And if we're not successful at a national level, I certainly think there are a number of provinces that are still absolutely in play for a multi-party charter government to take over. KwaZulu-Natal is ripe for the picking. The MK have eaten into the ANC support massively there. They've opened a pathway. Gauteng is looking increasingly promising. And of course, we believe we'll retain the Western Cape. And so that's three key provinces. That's over 60% of the economy, over 60% of the population. You control those three provinces, you're a big player in the South African political system.